You are live.
All right. Welcome to another edition, the home edition of Living a Rich Life. I am your host, Rich James. And once again, I am happy to be here with you where living a rich life is all about 6 elements: good health, financial freedom, strong relationships, goals and achievement, extraordinary experiences, and philanthropy. Today, to help me talk about what living a rich life is, I have a great individual. She is known in the DMV and abroad for providing an outstanding mobile bartending service. And we're going to hear from the one and only, the lovely Aimee Ringgold. Welcome, Aimee.
How are you?
I am well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
All right. Well, that's good because nobody wants to hear
it. I heard the introduction. I'm living a rich life. Woo.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Send the blessings my way. Send them over here. Send them over
that's all we can do. That's all we will do.
Taking all that positive energy.
That's how we do. So we have a lot of folks, mutual friends, a lot of acquaintances, and I think a lot of people want to know about you and what you do and what you provide. And I think that's a great opportunity for us to get in and kind of get to know you, get to know your business, and just have a good time. What do you say?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so first and foremost, I like to keep it fun. So don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I'm nervous. Totally.
So tell us where you're from and the name of your company that we're going to talk about today.
Well, I'm from here. I'm from Baltimore. And the name of my company is Sassy Shots Mobile Bartending Service. And I'm from the west side of Baltimore.
West side of Baltimore. Okay, that's what I need a little more of that when you say where you're from, right? And how long have you been here? Well, so you born and raised?
Born and raised. Yep. Okay. I'm from what I call the greater Park Heights community. So.
Oh, okay. I hear about the Park Heights community. That I do. So where did you come up with the name Sassy Shots? I mean, I kind of like that. It has a nice ring to it.
It has a nice ring. So to be honest, one of my really, really, really good girlfriends and I were talking, and I told her what I was looking to do. And we shot around a few names, and this one stuck, and we went with it. Sassy Shots. We liked it, and it kind of represents me. And if you know me, I'm a little sassy, so it kind of fits the bill,
Oh, okay. Were you taking shots at the time?
I am not a shot taker. I take shots every now and again, but I'm definitely not a person who takes shots.
Okay.
Doesn't do well for me.
All right, I can understand it. I'm at a point in my life where shots are not a favorite thing of mine either.
Shots will take you down very quickly, especially a fancy shot.
Okay, and I've had a couple of cocktails from you, so we're going to talk about that because they have some pretty strong and good cocktails. What inspires you and kind of and keeps you motivated, keeps you creating?
I don't know. I don't sleep a lot at night, so I don't know where the inspiration comes from, but I don't sleep a lot. My mind is always going, and I'm always thinking of things, trying to do new things. And I just wake up in the middle of the night. I put notes in my phone, and some ideas I still have in my phone I haven't even gotten to yet. But sometimes I just wake up and start it, and I just go from there.
Okay. So one of the things in this time that we're in, very, very, very challenging times, I've noticed that you've created Sassy Shots to Go, and you've had a couple of virtual activities or events. Tell us about how that came to be and what was the end result.
Yeah, so the virtual came from actually before all of this COVID-19 and the whole state shutting down. I was actually going to start doing some mix and sip classes in person. So my bartenders, I talk to them a lot, and some of them have really good ideas, and I brainstorm with a few of them, and I always tell them, this is the direction we're going in. Flyers were made. I had actually put it out there on Eventbrite as well.
Mhm.
I found a location to start doing some boot camps to teach potential bartenders or people who are already bartenders who just want to refresh your little class to kind of get back into things, along with just teaching regular people who just want to learn how to make drinks. So all of that was in full swing. And then the shutdown came.
Okay.
So, you have to remix it. And
I like that. Remix it. Okay.
You have to remix. So I actually, from the person that I was going to rent the space to do some of these classes, she texted me and said, "Hey, how are you guys making out over there? I know you're doing some virtual stuff." And then the light bulb said, "Ding, ding, 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 ding." And it just went from, okay, you're right. This is the new thing, virtual. It's the new way to go. It's our new norm. Everybody is virtual. Everybody's home. What a better way to still touch a few people and also continue to do what I enjoy. And there you go.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Very, very nice. Now tell us about so Sassy Shots to Go, right? So you talked about the events. Sassy Shots to Go. Was that already in the works?
That is something that came up just a week ago.
Okay.
So another friend of mine, I do some work for him. He actually has catering business, and he just reached out to me and said, "Hey, I am doing, my food truck. What do you think? I think it would be nice to have some drinks." And he kind of had to sell it a little bit, and there I was selling drinks to go.
Okay. Now is that something you're going to continually do?
So I decided, I don't know how often I'm going to actually do it. So I did it last week. It went extremely well. I had over 90 drink orders. A lot of them were pre-sold. And within 2 days, it was over 90 some odd drinks that were sold. And then from that, I have a few orders that are for tomorrow and the weekend. So I can't really say how it's going to go. I don't think it's something I'm going to do every weekend, but I've always done them to order. If you ever saw my price list, which you haven't requested any services, but if you saw my price list, I do batch drinks. So if people don't want a bartender, they can always order our cocktails. So let's say you're just having an event, you just want a dispenser or two of something to serve to your guests. It's kind of like a self-serve type of thing. Set up the cup, set up the ice, set up the dispenser. They can kind of come over and get the drinks as they please. I've been doing that. So I don't promote a lot of those things because I tend to be a little busy. So I don't like to overextend myself.
Right.
Those services have always been there. It's just that because of the time that we're in right now, it just makes sense to go ahead and do it if people want it.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite type of event that you like to bartend? So a wedding versus a birthday party versus.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter. I like all the events. Some are a lot busier than others. You've seen my bartenders. I don't know if you've ever seen me working, but you've definitely seen my bartenders at some of the events that the promoters in Baltimore have, and it gets crazy busy. I've done a lot of festivals in Baltimore. Just work with a lot of promoters here, and it can be hectic at times. But I don't think I like one over the other. It's just it's all bartending. It's all the same skill set.
Well, yeah, okay. So let's talk about that, because I'll disagree, and maybe you're just being humble. I don't think it's just bartending, right? So I think what you prevent some extremely wonderful tasting drinks. So that's the first thing. Right. But I think it's also the experience. How you deliver it. Your bartenders, they're always professional. They're easy to look at, just like their owner. But
thank you.
The level of service right. So it's not just bartending, but again, so expand on that, right? Would you agree?
I do agree. But once you're there, when you're at an event, some events are a little more structured than others. And what I mean by that, some of my clients that I do their events annually. Some of them already have sponsors, and they have drinks that they're going to do for the night. So it's kind of, you can't be but so creative on those, at those types of events, because they are already very structured. So you have to do what they pretty much hire us for the night. We do what they say and we go home. But then you have other events and where I can be a little more creative, and I can also bring some of my signature cocktails to those events. Some that I host with some partners, some that I've done by myself. So you're still, once you get into the mode,
right?
You're just in, you just in go time. So you don't have time to really think about all the other stuff. You become like this robot, and it just comes natural. You know, it's funny. I was we're doing the virtual class this week, and myself and a few of the other bartenders were talking last night. We were just explaining to one of the people in the class how once you just get into the event and it starts going, it's a flow. It's like if something takes over you and you're just in your element, you're doing your thing, and you work around people, you work well with people, you're not bumping into people. We were saying, once you really get a flow and you work around the same people, you learn how they operate in that small space that you might be working in for the night.
Right.
So when I say you just get into bartending, I don't mean you're just a bartender. I'm saying that once you get into work mode, and a lot of people have seen me in work mode, I'm not always as pleasant.
Yeah. I've seen you. I've seen you in work mode. I've seen you in work mode. So right quick, right? So you mentioned a class that you have coming up, right? So one of the things I do, I like to use my platform to let folks know small businesses, right now, not to say, they're challenged. You want to care to share some of that information for folks that are watching and listening now, so that maybe they could sign up, or is it too late to sign up for that class now?
For this week, yes. So like I said,
that's a good thing.
A virtual boot camp. So, and it's 5 days, and you pretty much come in and we teach you basic bartender knowledge, and then we also teach drink recipes. So it's a lot of information.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. I can understand that. But we do want to tell them how they could follow you or reach out to you. So tell us some of your social media contacts. Share that with the folks right quick.
So we're on Instagram at info. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's my website. That's my email at _sassy shots. That's one way to find us on Instagram. You can also find us on Facebook, Sassy Shots on Facebook. You can also email us at info@sassyshots.net. Or visit our website at www.sassyshots.net.
Okay, all right.
So if you want to find me, you can. You can also Google. Definitely showing up on Google too.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So are you a traveler? Do you like to travel?
Oh, I love to travel. I'm so disappointed. I actually canceled 3 trips already.
Okay.
I was going somewhere in March, and then April, and then July was my next trip, which I'm probably going to have to cancel that as well. It's like iffy, but I don't think I'm going to go anywhere in July.
Right. Still with this going on. So what I do know is, so my team, we do a little research on our folks. So I believe you were in Cancun around this time last year. What was your favorite part about the trip and your drink choice while there, right? So you're in Cancun.
Right? I was in Cabo, actually. One of my friend's birthday. Okay. And it was probably about 15 of us, 16.
Sounds like a nice girl trip.
It wasn't a girls trip. It was girls, guys.
Okay, a group trip. Sound like a good group.
So much fun. It was such an awesome time. I have to laugh because I'm just thinking about. It was just so fun.
Okay.
So, the drink that I found out about there, I actually did for Cinco de Mayo. The spicy mango margarita is a drink that we got them frozen though. They kept delivering them to us frozen. And that was the drink while we were there. We kept ordering those, and of course tequila. You know, you're in Cabo.
Right.
So we drink a lot of tequila. Well, I drink a lot of tequila. Some people drink vodka. Some people, you know, they drink whatever. But I'm a tequila drinker. I love tequila.
Okay. What's your tequila of choice? Your brand?
So I like a few brands. I'll drink Don Julio would be my first choice. Don Julio Silver. I like Casamigos is another favorite. I like Dobel. Let me think. There's this one called Casa Azul. It's really nice. Pretty bottle. Comes in
Blue,
out.
I take it. Is it a blue bottle? Is the bottle blue?
No. It's white and has blue in it. And then the other bottle is silver. They have a couple different couple different ones. So I'll take any of them though. It doesn't matter.
I don't care. It's tequila.
I really don't. Tequila.
Okay. So you mentioned a few things surrounding skill sets, right? So what are the skill sets that you've acquired to become an expert and at your craft? I consider you an expert. Again, I've tasted your drinks. I've seen your service. I've seen your organization, Sassy Shots, do its thing. So what are some of those skill sets that you became an expert in your training folks? And you know, and as a Black woman, right? So tell us about that. To me, I don't, you know, I can't make a drink like you.
I mean, I can't even say as a Black woman. It's just as a consumer and a business owner. You know, I support businesses, and then I also run a business. And customer service is very important to me. Definitely have to try your best to be as professional as you can. Sometimes it's a little hard because we're dealing with people who become inebriated and they become really demanding and they start yelling. And, you know, we've gotten talked to very nicely and we've gotten talked to in a not so nice way, all in the same night. So you're always having to remain professional at all times. Timeliness, you know, being able to multitask. Just being on time is so important. Being a team player is so important. And I have a great team that I work with. When I say I love my team, I really love my team. They are awesome. They have made Sassy Shots what it is, you know?
Right. Okay. So what I want to do is I like to loosen things up with some games every so often. I'll throw some games in there.
Oh gosh, what kind of games? Oh geez. I can see that part.
Right? So something I like to call it's called Living a Rich Life.
I'm not drinking tequila, so be nice.
That's not okay, good. That's water. Well, we can fix that. No, something I like to call Living a Rich Life, fill in the blanks. Okay? I'm gonna read a statement and I want you to fill in the blank.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Okay? Sometimes when I drink, I like to
go to sleep.
Yeah, okay. All right. When quarantine is over, I will blank.
Oh, what would I do? You know, I will want to go on a vacation, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, I want to be just in the sun. I love the sun. I want to go on a trip, but I don't know if that's going to work.
Okay. My favorite drink to make is
a margarita, hands down, with
margarita.
the Grandma. Love it.
Okay. The last time I was drinking, I blank.
Had an awesome time. Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I had a good time.
You're terrible. Make me. Your responses and your energy sound like you're holding out, but that's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And then here's a nice, easy, and final one for you.
Okay.
My favorite drink is like living a blank life.
Oh, a rich life.
Yes.
Hey.
I like that. We got to throw that in there, right? Because at the end of the day, living a rich life is about, being in good health. I think your organization, your company, Sassy Shots, gives a lot of people extraordinary experiences. And I put my hand up. I'm
We
one of
try.
those guys.
We try.
And then again, it comes with strong relationships, right? So you have to have strong relationships with your coworkers, with consumers, you know, and it's getting to that point again. We talk about financial freedom, so you know, it's providing some funds, and again, I think it's a wonderful thing. Do you or has Sassy Shots participated in any philanthropic events, right? So whether you've been asked to host or you have those, you know, types of things that you give back, is that something that Sassy Shots will be doing or has done or will be doing in the near future?
You know, it's funny. I actually have not been asked. I would love to do that. We have worked those types of events where there may be some type of charity event or, you know, some type of, basically a charity event. However, nothing personally for my company personally. But
Gotcha.
we have been hired to work a few of those events.
Okay.
I think you asked me another question. Oh, I was going to say that I also have another business. I don't know if you're aware. It's called Shopportunity, where I love to
shop.
Yes, but the purpose of it for me and what it does for me and how it makes me feel great is that I bring together, I just have a platform and I bring together Black-owned businesses and allow them to market themselves, promote their businesses, sell their products and services all under one roof. So that thing for me it's huge. It's not necessarily giving back, it's just allowing people to reach people or consumers that they would have never come across.
Right. I like that. I appreciate that. That's definitely. For those that are watching on Instagram, you can go to beexposedradio.com, Living a Rich Life talk show. Just click on that. Or you can go via Facebook. I'm currently interviewing Aimee Ringgold with Sassy Shots. And Sassy Shots with mobile bartending services. Is that the...
Yes.
Right? Okay. So you can tune in. She's going to give us some business in terms of understanding the business and all that good stuff. So we're going to keep it going. So any advice on how to get into bartending, into this line of business? Because I think you've created your own lane when it comes to the bartending services. So, you know, some folks might think it's a saturated market. Not so much, but I think you've created your own lane. Any advice you would give someone trying to do something like you're doing now?
Definitely they need to take a course. Doesn't have to be my course, but you need to learn the basics. And it's more than just making drinks.
Right.
There's so many other components to be a great bartender. It's not just about knowing a lot of people. It's not just about a pretty face. You know, I've heard a lot of women say, "Oh, I want to be a bartender because I'm pretty." I'm like, okay, how hard it's going to get you after, you know. But
oh goodness,
you know, people do it for whatever reasons they do it for. You know, it's a great part-time or full-time job if that's the route you want to go. It can be good money. It could not be good money. You know, you have to take the good nights with the bad nights. Every night is not Christmas. I can tell you that. But you know, you meet a lot of people. It can be fun along with the stress. It's a good stress, you know, if you enjoy what you're doing, you know.
Question for you. What's the best compliment you've received from guests as well as from clients?
You know what I like when I send my staff or my team. I don't like to really call them my staff. I like to call them my team because we all work together. And I get DMs or I get emails or I get things on Facebook in the Messenger where people are like, "Oh, I saw your people." Or I get calls, referrals, or they see our business cards, they take our business cards and then they call and they say, "Oh, I met you at an event, blah, blah, blah." And I, like I said, I get into work mode. So work mode is not so warm and fuzzy all the time.
Right.
People say, "Oh, I met you at an event." And I'm like, "That was the event where I was really pissed off about something." So, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, your staff is so great. So when I get those calls and people are like, oh, I was at this event and your bartenders were there. They did a great job. They were so professional, blah, blah, blah. And I get the feedback. That really makes me feel good. I like that. That means that
you're doing something right.
Representing me well,
yeah.
Even when I'm not there. And that is awesome. That's awesome.
So one of the things you mentioned, you have your good nights, you have your bad nights. What's your biggest challenge to date? And what did you do to overcome that?
It's my biggest challenge, becoming a good making good drinks. Let's start there. I was an awful bartender when I first started. I mean, I'm not, like gonna fake it. I was terrible to me. I felt, everybody's hard on themselves, or some people are harder on themselves than other people are.
Right.
And I didn't think I was that great. I didn't think my drinks taste that good. But as you learn and you grow, and if you are a person who wants to do better, you practice.
Right.
And the way that you practice in this industry is by working. And if I don't know how long you've been following me. I don't know how long you've seen me, but I started in 2013.
Okay.
And I worked at Sugar Ray's. That was my first bartending job. And I worked there.
Sugar Ray's, their drinks be strong.
Yeah. So I probably worked there about 9 months, and then I started working everywhere, anywhere, everywhere. If you hired me, I was working. So some places I worked longer than others, but the more you work, the more you perfect what you're doing. You can only get better if you really, if you put some effort into it. So. It was a struggle to learn and to really stop and say, okay, why am I doing this and where do I want to go with it? And, you really start answering your own questions and trying to figure out what you're doing. Am I just doing this to do it? Or am I doing this because I want to see some results? So then you start creating your own cocktails and you start mixing stuff and you start trying new things. Like today, I just made, everybody does strawberry Hennessy. So I have a customer who asked for strawberry Hennessy's or some drink with Hennessy or some dark drink.
So they ask you for something and then you kind of created the sassy shot way.
Yes. So I just did the peach, and I don't know, maybe people do peach ones. I don't know.
Right.
I don't really look to see what people are doing. I may see it sometimes because some things just come in your feed or you just have to come across things, but I don't look. I just feel like I'm doing it. I feel like I'm doing something grand.
I like that.
Yeah, because like I hear a lot of things where people are like, oh, people think that you're following them and copying them and doing this and doing that. I'm like, I really do not follow anybody that does the same thing. I don't.
Right. Like I said, you got your own lane. Yeah, I respect that. Yeah.
So I come up and I think I create my own things in my mind. I think I do anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, other drink. I didn't get to tell you about my other drink.
Yes. Yeah.
So this blueberry mojito. So they asked for a light drink and a dark drink. So I did a blueberry mojito and I did this peach Hennessy. I'm like really excited because they were so good. I'm not even drinking. I just taste them to make sure they taste good. Really good. I'm excited about that.
Right. I can tell your energy. You're passionate about what you do, and that's probably why I want your business is a success. So that's good. And folks, they feel that energy. Hell, I'm ready to get a drink right now. That's quiet as kept. So question now, are you a movie watcher?
I do watch movies. Not as much as I would like to, but I do.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have a favorite bartender or bartending movie that you can relate to?
No, I don't.
You know what the first thing?
I like to watch this TV show. It's called Bar something. Where they go in and they clean up the bars and they.
Oh, that's kind of like when they did with the restaurants and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I think there's a lady who does it with hair salons.
Right.
Oh, Bar Rescue. It's called Bar Rescue. I like to watch that show. Yeah, they go and fix some dumps dumps, and then they look great.
The first thing that came to mind for me was Coyote Ugly. You ever see that movie?
I did. Yeah, I've seen it a lot of times.
Yeah.
No, I don't compare myself to that.
It's a good movie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Really good movie. No, it's good.
Yeah.
But no, it's a little different.
Right. Okay. Have you ever considered? So you have the mobile bartending service that you're doing now. Have you ever considered actually finding a spot, a location, and actually open up an actual venue? No,
I have no desire to own a bar. No, I don't. Okay. I've worked in so many of them, and no.
And she says that passionately. No, not at all. Not at all.
Not my goal.
Okay. If you could get any celebrity drunk.
Ooh, what would I want to get
One.
It's a good question.
What celebrity would it be, and what drink would you make for them? Oh, that's perfect. See, because we're 30 minutes in already, and normally I get a question. My executive director puts a question together that folks be like, "Oh, that's a good question." That was our first one.
Maybe Diddy Puffy, because he has tequila, and I can make some good tequila drinks because I'm really good with tequila.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he had a tequila drink.
Yes, Delano. It's like called or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Tequila. So I would like to get maybe him, so I can make all these tequila drinks. I know he does like a Ciroc too. He does Cirocs or whatever.
Yeah, that's vodka. So
you say
not to dismiss Diddy, nothing. He's got great things, but that Ciroc is just not, in my opinion, it's just not one of them. Ciroc is not.
No, I'm not a Ciroc drinker either.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I can make some good drinks with Ciroc though, but
that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation. So, all right. So what I want you to do is kind of right. So, sassy shots. Since you said I haven't used your services, which is an accurate statement. I've been a part and been to events that you've provided the service. So walk me through a day in the life of Sassy Shots, right? So I DM you, I call you, I say, hey, Aimee. I'm like, hey, Sassy. No, I said, hey, Aimee. I would like to hire you to do to do an event for me. Walk me through that process.
So I would have a gazillion questions for you because some people actually hire me, and then some people hire the service. So it's two different ways that it happens. Some people just want me to come in and manage their bars. I've done that.
Okay.
For the night. Some people want the whole gamut. They want everything. They want.
Hey, I'm living a rich life. I want the whole gambit.
Right. So let's say you're having a wedding, and a wedding.
They might be going a little too far there.
A
wedding. I'm having a wedding.
Some people will provide the liquors. We just provide the service. Okay. So there's a lot of ways you could do it, but I do ask a lot of questions as to what services are you looking for.
Okay. So the first step is asking questions, get those answers. All right. So if you've asked those questions and you've gotten those answers, walk me. What's next?
Sometimes I do ask, what's your budget, to find out if this is even feasible. Because depending on your budget, I can tell you what you can get.
Right. Okay.
Nothing. So I send in my price list. I have packages. I have a price list. And they basically can choose a la carte or they can choose a package.
Okay. So
let's just say you say, listen, I want package A. And package A will come with bartending services. It comes with it comes with liquor, it comes with additives, it comes with cups, and then I do have some follow-up questions once you book. I don't give out too much information before you book because people will get all the information and then not book you.
Right. Understandable.
Deposit, we could talk about some things.
Right.
I do have a lot of questions afterwards because I want to know about the venue. I have gotten to venues where there are steps. I mean, a lot, no elevators, and we are lugging things. You know, in the
Okay.
beginning, I didn't ask about like ice. Is there an ice machine? We would get to the party, there wouldn't be no ice for the drinks. Oh my gosh! You know, you live and you learn.
Right.
You learn.
So you identify exactly what I'm looking for. You identify if I can afford, and I'm just kind of make sure for those watching that they understand the process. They have a sense, right? Because somebody could be watching and listening, like, oh, okay, I like everything she's saying, right? So once you do all that, right, you then get a deposit, right, or whatever that looks like. And then you sign the paperwork. So there's a contract and stuff. It's not a handshake.
There's a contract, absolutely.
Okay. And everything is time. Is it like time slotted? I guess because you know how the bar's open from 9 to whatever, but you kind of coordinate that. Tell me about that.
We don't control the time. That's whatever time the person has. So my services, it's for 4 hours of service. And I mean, we've done parties that are an hour. We've done things that are an hour and a half. We've done things that are 2 hours. It just depends on the client. So there's either an hourly rate or there's a 4-hour rate.
Gotcha.
So if the party's 4 hours, it's whatever 4 hours you choose. You know, we don't dictate the time. And then we show up, we do our thing, we break it down, and we go home. That's how it is.
Okay, all right. Now, so we got the good cocktails covered. Now, you're a native Baltimorean, so you're from Baltimore, West Baltimore, the Park Heights area.
The greater Park Heights.
Okay, all right. So I know some folks that give me business for that. My man D Chase. So what's your favorite food to eat to go along with the cocktails, right?
Well, I'm a foodie, so I can eat anything with my cocktails. But tequila, typically, you know, you might have like some chips and guac, or like some tacos and tequila. You know, goes together. But I don't know. I listen. If I want to drink, I will drink it with anything.
I drink with a bowl of cereal. Is that what you?
No, I'm not going to drink with a bowl of cereal because I don't know if the milk and the tequila is going to go well together.
Oh,
but
somebody told me that.
That it goes together?
No, that's probably not a good thing.
I don't know. Not eating ice cream and drinking drinks either. I don't know.
I guess I should stop eating ice cream because I will have an ice cream sandwich after a drink.
Really?
Yeah. That's next days usually are not that good. So
I don't want to know. TMI.
Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So, you make me laugh. So you have, and I've experienced some of your cocktails, your packaging, right? So I just recently, I knew you was gonna be on the show, so I ordered, and again, I like your drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Your packaging, the bottle versus some have a pouch. Which one do you prefer in terms of your packaging, right? You had a nice bottle, had your label, which was really nice.
Mm-hmm. With the seal caps.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I don't
no preference. Do you think that matters?
Anybody's way of packaging. I mean, I think it's a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I've never personally used the pouches, but I don't know that one is better than the other.
Gotcha.
I think that's a personal choice, and I've used the jars, the mason jars before.
Yes.
And I've had some different size bottles, but I don't know. I just like the bottles, but I'm not opposed to the pouches. I just have never ordered them and tried them out.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of different things. You can like put them, have your straw. Yeah. I mean, if we was actually outside, we'd be able to experience that and everything else. So it's some things. It does. I guess it's preference. It doesn't matter to me as long as the drink's good.
As long as the drink is good, who cares how they could put it in a shoebox? But I think
I get what you're saying. Probably not a shoebox.
Not a shoebox, but if you got whatever way works for you.
Oh my goodness! So outside of making cocktails, what other hidden talents does Aimee Ringgold have?
Hidden talents. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know that I have any hidden talents. I don't
Okay.
know if I have any hidden talents. I never. I
Never
don't know.
thought about it. Play
That's
an
a good question.
instrument.
I played the clarinet in middle school,
Okay.
but I would not play it today. I don't think it would go well.
That's funny. That is too funny. I want to get back to a little COVID-19 action here.
Okay.
So how do you keep yourself grounded during this time? What have you been making more cocktails than normal? Have you been? And I asked this question because I've seen you and your daughter do some goofy things. And I hope you don't mind me mentioning your daughter. And it just seems like fun. You know, it seems like you're having fun. I like to have fun. Again, strong relationships. We're talking about living a rich life. So what is that like with having your daughter? Because I see y'all are always seem like y'all always what's the word, having fun and dancing and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, Madison, she keeps me young. That's my daughter, Madison. She is great. She is such a help too. I mean, she will come when I come from an event. She unpacks the stuff. She might wash the things for me. She'll pack the stuff for me when I'm leaving out. I think she's gonna be ready to be a bartender
Yeah.
at the tender age of probably 18. You know.
Right.
She definitely she knows a lot about the business. As far as the COVID and what we've been doing, it's such an adjustment. You know, just not being able to do your normal day-to-day activities. Of course, she's in school at home, and I'm at work. I'm working from home during the day. I haven't made. Well, I was making a lot more drinks for myself. I found myself drinking a lot.
Right.
Because I have liquor all the time because that's the business that I'm in.
Right.
I found myself making extra margaritas and making extra drinks and, you know, trying new things but you know, I don't know. It's just it's been a real adjustment.
But you still maintain.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
the virtual thing has really been fun. I have some girlfriends that I have started cooking with once a week.
Okay.
We do a Zoom and we have a Zoom meeting and we basically pick a recipe. All of us get the same ingredients, get the same items, and then we walk through the whole recipes and we eat dinner together. We have a cocktail together. And I'll tell them what cocktail to do, or they might say, "Oh, we're going to pair it with wine. What do you think?" or whatever. And we just, you know, kind of fellowship in our own places, and you know.
Nice. So they look for you, right? So do you get that a lot? They look for you to give that recommendation. All right. Oh well, I'm gonna have a steak. Oh, I should have a wine.
Not each time, but we did a Caribbean thing. We made
For the record, I am now thirsty and hungry.
So we made cabbage and we made cabbage, rice and peas, or peas and rice. I forget how they said it. I worked at a Caribbean place.
Right.
Peas and rice.
It's peas and rice.
I think it's peas and rice. Right. I think the peas go before the rice.
Right.
We made that cabbage and the red snapper. And so I suggested that we do a rum punch that day. So I did tell them like what ingredients to get. Those who got it, you know, we made our drinks together. And yeah, it was good. Good.
All right. Now, question: did you have a mentor that kind of helped kick things off? I believe having a mentor at some point usually helps, right? So that just kind of, you know, kind of like your daughter is kind of watching you move, how you run a business, how your ethics and things of that nature. So did you have a mentor that kind of helped guide you into any direction? Again, like I said, sassy shots. If you're not at the top of your game now, then you're pretty close. I think there's more coming, but you know, mentor. Tell us about that. Did you ever have a mentor?
I don't have a mentor that I talk to on a regular basis, but I do have a person that I do call in times where I have questions and things come up that I've never experienced. And I want to get some feedback or information as to how I should proceed with business.
Right. Okay. So you got the business mentor, someone that's been in business a little longer, provide you some advice. And
not even in this business. They're not even in this field.
Right. Okay.
It's a person who's been in their business for, over 20 years, and they're successful in what they're doing. So I do call that person. But then I do have, to be honest, I have some peers that are good people to bounce ideas off of,
Right.
talk to. You can't talk to everybody about everything, but
Right.
some people that you really respect and value their opinion. So I do phone a friend every now and again. And
I like that phone.
I'm thinking about this. What do you think? Or this came my way. What do you think? And you listen and you take away what you want to take away from it, and you just proceed however you choose to proceed.
Absolutely. Some folks are on the IG again, so I didn't realize that they see me, but they don't see you.
Oh yeah, because I didn't go live on mine.
Right. No, that's fine. But what you do is next time I directed them to Be Exposed Radio, and that's normally when we're in the station, and I'll have to talk to my executive producer who's put things together today when we'll be able to get back into the station, into the studio, because I actually enjoy it more, because again it's a but this whole.
Can I come onto your live? Can I do that?
I think you can. If you come on my live,
and then they can see.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Right.
I just joined. Hold on.
Not until there's.
How do I get on?
Let me see it. Oh, there you go. You wave.
Request it. Send a request.
Yeah. Send a request. Oh yeah. What was I thinking? I got so excited. Send a review.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny. Wait a minute. Did you send a request to me? Join.
I think I did. It says requested. Oh, yep. There you are.
I waved, but I need you to. Oh, there it is. I got to hit this here.
Now, I don't know how to do any of this. I do not know.
No, you ain't got to do nothing.
I don't know how to do this.
Let's see shots. And oh my goodness. Okay, so waiting. So now you should be able to come on. I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay. So
there you go.
There I am. Let me turn this down though. So
yeah.
I don't have an echo. Okay. So now I'm here, and
oh yeah. I don't believe that. I have an undergrad degree in technology too.
Listen, we're all gonna have an advanced degree in
you're upside down.
I'm upside down?
There you go.
There I go. There I am.
Yeah. And it's so crazy. I wasn't even thinking. I got so excited because, like I said, the executive producer for Be Exposed Radio, I just got excited because this is my first time actually doing it. Although I was doing it on IG Live, and the station was already doing this, and it was, it was running really well. So I was just excited on how he had everything set up. I'm able to go back to my old script. I can introduce people like I normally do versus IG. And again, the crazy thing about it is everybody is doing this, what we've been doing all along, right? So, you got the folks on ABC, CBS, and all over. But to be truthful, Be Exposed Radio is where it's at. Be Exposed Radio is where it's at. So,
right. So maybe I should put my camera over there, but we're almost done there, right?
Oh yeah. We almost done, but you did share a lot of good information. But that's okay. We learned something today. At least I did, if nothing else. So I like to ask my guest that all important question, because for me, living a rich life is made up of 6 things. Sometimes, depending on who you talk to, the first thing that comes out their mouth is about money, which I don't think that's the end all, the be all. So I asked the question to you: what does living a rich life mean to you?
It's definitely not about money. I mean, money. You can have a little money and have a great life. Or you can have a gazillion dollars and still not be happy. You're not fulfilled. So
Oh, we can't see. They look, folks on IG now. They want to see your face.
Oh, hey. Listen, I need to reposition my.
Yes, go ahead. Reposition real quick. Go ahead. It's okay. I'm laughing at Monty. I'm laughing at my producer. Not until there's a vaccine and cure, I will not have y'all depths on my conscience.
I know, right? I was laughing at that too.
That is too funny. That is too funny.
I think if I put it over
All that time.
you'll
Yeah.
be able to see me.
Oh
and
yeah.
hear me over here.
Yes, yeah. See,
Perfect.
and that was such a good interview. Folks was on IG. They probably went to Be Exposed Ready, but it's okay. It's a learning. I'm still putting it together. I'm still putting it together. Long as folks still follow me.
Somebody just said to me, "Why aren't you facing the camera?"
Heck, on it. Do I look that bad? Golly, that's terrible. So go ahead. You was finished. You was answering the question. What does living a rich life mean?
You know, I guess I never thought about it, but
Well, you got some time now.
you know, whatever fulfills you. You know, I mean, if it's money, then hey. If it's your life, whatever makes you feel whole. You know what I mean?
So tell me, what makes you feel whole, Aimee?
I don't like to answer these kind of questions. It's so personal.
Well, we're gonna you all on living a rich life.
Oh gosh.
No pressure, right? So let me take a stab at it. Because this is kind of what I do. Being engaged with your friends, right? Having a good, strong relationship with friends, right? And family. I seem like you have a very strong relationship with your daughter. Your business. I can hear it in your voice when we talk about it during this interview that you're very passionate. You love it, right? So just kind of providing a service that represents who you are, right? So again, whatever that lifestyle is, it feels good. It's and of course, always making a couple of bags is nice, right? Right?
Yeah. I mean, money is always going to help a situation, but that's not just it. That's not it. Somebody said it's an echo. I wonder, can I turn my sound on? Hold on. I don't know if I can turn. I don't know how to do this.
You get any closer, you'll be. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll just end it with family and friends, and life is wonderful. So I'm rich in spirit.
I normally leave the cursing to my guests, but that sounds like some bullshit. Oh, well, at any rate, at this time, what I do is called a living a rich life recap. I do have a rich life moment in time where I have a board that I normally like my guests to sign. So we'll have to make that happen some way, form, or fashion. Whether we'll bring you into the studio, as Monty would say, not until they find a cure or something, because he doesn't want our deaths on his conscience.
Oh my
but God. we're gonna make sure that you sign that. So, we talked about again bartending services, Sassy Shots, your company, and you've been in business since 2013. Did you say?
2014, actually. However, I didn't tell anybody for years. I didn't put it out there for years, but yes.
Oh, okay. You were just moving in silence. Oh my God. Okay. So we thank you for sharing your time and sharing your talents. Anything that you would like to share with folks before we say, hey, we're out of here?
Nope, I don't. I think I shared enough.
Yeah. I think you did too. I'm trying to think what one last thing I could ask you. You answered I do have a good exiting question for you. Right. So, what legacy would you like to leave behind based on your life experiences?
Gosh, these are so deep, Rich. These questions.
Yeah, some of them can be deep, but Look, we did loosen it up a little, right? We gave you a couple of fun ones too, right?
Gosh, this is so deep. What do I want to leave behind?
Right?
I mean, these are things I don't even think about this kind of stuff. What do I want to leave behind? When if I died tomorrow, what would I want people to remember about me?
Yeah. Well, what would you want them to remember?
I don't know.
Good day from Australia. Oh, so we got a lot of viewers watching. So this is good. We got someone from Australia. Now let's talk about that, right? Your I think what was your Cinco de Mayo?
Mm-hmm.
We had folks all over the place, right? And I say that because I was a part of that.
Yes.
Again, so I know we're going to have you on the show. Figure we test you out. We got someone from Australia that joined. Good day. I guess that's how they talk. Good day.
Good day.
Right.
Good day, mate.
I love it. I love it. I think again, folks that's watching and listening, definitely if you're not following Aimee, you want to go to Sassy Shots underscore Sassy Shots.
Yes.
And you can follow her. She has a lot of good things in the works during this COVID-19 quarantine and even beyond. So be sure to check her out. And you can also, check out Living a Rich Life underscore. Make sure you get connected to all those wonderful folks and individuals that, we could just make sure you have your access and kind of put things together. So I appreciate you sharing your story because everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story.
Yeah, believe it or not. And, some folks believe folks don't change, but I am a product of that change. And I'm glad you shared your story today. I enjoyed talking with you.
I enjoyed talking to you as well.
So, sometimes folks are like, Dad, Richard, these questions are kind of deep, but they're not all that deep. Because again, we live in a rich life. It's about having a good time, laughing, but at the same time, at least for me, because that's all I did was laugh, laugh, laugh. Sometimes you had to be responsible and not make good decisions. That's what I like to say. So not too much pressure on you. So thanks. I will be in contact because I need some more cocktails.
Okay, just let me know what you need. No problem.
Absolutely. So until then, I want you to keep living a rich life. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for joining. Those that are watching. Next, we have Boonie, which that's going to be a hoop. That's going to be a hoop. She is the host for a podcast called the Boonie Breakdown. Have you ever heard of it?
Me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Oh, no. I never heard of it.
So by all means, tune back in. She is, we're going to get her in here about 15 minutes. So I guess that gives you time to go grab a cocktail, a snack or something, and then come back. She has and check her out Instagram because she's very, very fun. She's ratchet and responsible. Right?
Is she sassy though? Is she sassy?
Well, no, that's you. That's you, right? So between
every woman has a little bit of sass in her. I don't care.
Well, yes, probably so. But I think between Sassy and Boonie and the conversation, I think I might go get a drink for that one. We'll see. But I definitely thanks for tuning in. Those out there listening and watching, and thanks for sharing your story again, Aimee. And I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe and stay healthy. Tune in at 6:15. Be sure to tune in. Until then, don't hurt nobody. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. How we do this here? City night. What the hell? All right. So we that was the end of our first segment with Aimee Ringgold. Still got her on IG. We're gonna end this one because we're gonna pick it up. Are you sure you want to end now? They timed you. So we're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna be back in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. Boonie's here. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes. Be right back. Oh. I says hello. All right. Welcome back to Living a Rich Life. So my next guest this evening, she is a good friend of mine. We live in that same realm of podcasts. She has one of the hottest podcasts in the DMV area. I am pleased and happy to welcome the one and only Boonie.
Hi.
Well, hello. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So, I'm excited to have you on, right?
Really?
Yes, because I want all that energy from the Boonie Breakdown. We're gonna get into that, and all the energy from I think our good friends Bourbon and Boy Shorts. They did that event, and that was something else. So let's get it started. What do you say?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, I think how do I do this here? I was trying to do it on IG also, but let's stick here so folks can go to beexposedradio.com
Okay.
and they can see. All right.
All right.
So tell us first where you're from and how did you come up with the name Boonie Breakdown?
I am born and raised in Baltimore, West Baltimore. The name, I actually did not come up with it. My little sister came up with the name. So when I originally started, it was east of the Mississippi because I was hiding. I didn't want to be the face of anything. And then I was like, all right, we're going to rebrand this sucker. And my sister came up with the name. So there we go.
Okay. You was just rolling with it. So Boonie Breakdown. But it flows though. It flows. I like that.
Yeah, everybody calls me Boonie in real life. So we went with it.
Okay. So Boonie Breakdown. So your podcast covers topics from, manifesting, a happy life, building intimacy, pleasure, sensible sexpert.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get the inspiration for these topics? But
I'm gonna have to correct you first because I was watching your last thing and you said we are ratchet and responsible, but the Boonie Breakdown podcast is force for all things responsible and ratchet. And
absolutely. Okay. I love it. Let me tell you, Boonie, the good thing is I said to myself, I don't think I got it right, but when we get on, we're gonna make sure. I knew you would make sure I get it right. So I respect that. Absolutely.
Don't worry.
Okay. So tell us again, because it's like a saying. It's kind of like
it's our tagline. So the Boonie Breakdown podcast is your source for all things responsible and ratchet.
Okay.
So be sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. But how I come up with the topics is really stuff that interests me or stuff that I see there is a, it's hot right now, so we got to talk about it. Or no one's talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it. So I kind of if I don't feel comfortable being the expert on it, I go find someone who is, and we do a show.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like you got a nice little plan when it comes to that. What are your favorite what are your favorite topics of discussion that can talk about anytime on your what's just some of your favorites you can talk about anytime?
You can always talk about dating and relationships. Always. It's always a funny story. Can I curse?
Yes.
It's always a funny story, a fuck story. It's always something there
Okay.
with dating and relationships. And most people can relate to that anyway. So those are some of my favorite topics. My most listened to topics too.
Okay. Yes. Now, where's some? Because I know. So you're from Baltimore, but you've done your show, again, a podcast. You can almost do it anywhere. But you've actually done some live shows, like other places, right?
Yeah. So I never thought that people would want to pay to see that.
Right.
So I kind of started small. I did 3 shows in Baltimore first, and each one got bigger and bigger. And then I was like, all right, people who listen don't just listen from here. So I do have audiences in other cities, mostly along the East Coast. So I was like, all right, I went to Temple in Philly. We could do a show in Philly. That's easy.
Right.
We did it. Oh shit. Okay. We could do a show in Atlanta. I have a lot of listeners there. We did a show in Atlanta. I was actually planning on doing this year a show in DC, Houston, and New York. But with all of this COVID shit, that is canceled.
Right. That makes sense. Oh goodness. Okay. So one of the things I visit your. I can't believe it's my brother. I'm in an interview. What are you doing? Look.
Calling like, you see Hogan this up.
Right. No, Ron, I'm on an interview. I'm on an interview right now. You're messing up my film.
Tell him you got go.
Okay. All right. My man. Go to beexposedradio.com. You're killing me. All right. Gotta love it. Your people support you, but he's like, yo, you got an echo. You could have just put that in the tagline. I apologize, Boonie. You know how it is though. Your folks, your supporters, they want what they want. So you have shirts that say hella responsible, hella ratchet. Talk to us about the concept and backstory behind those innovative shirts.
So yeah, we have a few sayings. Most are taglines or popular things from the show. And so I already said responsible and ratchet is our primary tagline. So hella responsible, hella ratchet. I'm wearing one sort of kind of sophisticated, hella ratchet as fuck. That's another one. And the close out, the official mantra of the show is the ratchet in me honors the ratchet in you, homaste. And so those are some of the other sayings. So it just was kind of the way the show and I, communicate with my audience. People loved it. All right, what everybody does. Throw it on a shirt and sell the bitch.
Right. It's so funny too, because you never know what's going to work, right? So you did the shows and now you're like, oh, people are paying for this. So I definitely get it.
And my shows are a little different than other podcast shows you go to. Like,
agreed.
If you've gone to some of the big boy podcasts, you're just sitting in the audience. There is some interaction, but I try to make mine a lot more interactive because I try to treat my audience a little the way I want to be treated. Because sometimes that shit is boring. I just want to sit.
Right. Yeah. No. I definitely agree.
I try to spice it up. You get to win things. Participation has its perks.
Yes, that I know. that I know, and I appreciate that. That's one of the things I say. Your show is definitely different. It's not boring. and I've seen, even some of the other stuff that we won't talk about here, but you have a very interesting and a good following. So thanks for taking some time out with us. So are there any topics off limits with your show?
For my show, no.
Are there any topics off limits or taboo to you?
No, I'm curious and I like to know a lot. So if I don't know something, I'm going to go and look for it and find out. So no, I'll go there. I just have to be in the mood to go there. That's one. And I have to be willing to share. So
Okay.
if we're talking about, dildos and shit, I'm not going to want to talk about my family in that scene. As long as it's relevant, I'll go there.
Oh goodness! Right. I like how you put that. I like. So you mentioned family. Who in your family supports you in your endeavors, and who do you want to give a shout out to as your biggest supporter?
Obviously, my biggest supporter is my mom. People are always shocked with the topics and things that I talk about. My mom has been at every single one of my shows. She's always manning the merch table. She's probably watching this somehow, some way. She'll be in the comments. She's always there. My little brother, like my host, like my live shows are a family affair. So I'll have my mom is working my merch table. My little brother is probably usually filming or recording the show to make a video. My best friend's wife is usually taking the tickets at the door. So yeah, it's a family affair.
Nice. That goes all to that living a rich life, strong relationships theme, as I like to call it. Okay. So, question.
Okay.
Other than me, who is your dream guest you like to have on your podcast and why?
Oh, this is easy. Well, I have a few, but I would say the one that comes to the top of my mind that would probably shock people would be Millie Jackson.
Millie Jackson.
Because I feel like she was just a raunchy, nasty woman back when it was really taboo to do that stuff. So
right.
I just feel like I would love to talk to her.
And I got to tell you, when you first started, and I kind of did a little research and understanding your brand, Boonie Breakdown, I thought of, and maybe this might be the first time you're hearing this, Dr. Ruth.
That's kind of funny.
That little lady was a freak. But again, no disrespect when I say that, you know what I mean, right? She was knowledgeable. She was I felt she was knowledgeable, she was respected, and she had a message and she delivered it in a certain way. And I think that's definitely something that, again, in your own way, you do that when it comes to Boonie. So that's my take on it.
It's funny. I thought about going back to school to get a degree in to become a sexologist. And then I was like, I don't want to go to school.
Oh goodness. Okay. Now tell me, do you like to travel? Because you do these shows other places, right? So tell us about a visit to Italy and your favorite highlight on that trip.
I've been to Italy a couple times. Italy's one of my favorite places.
Okay. I'm
gonna go back whenever it's safe to do so. I think my favorite, I think it was just, we were out drinking one night and we went to dinner and went and had drinks and we're just walking around and we just stumbled upon Trevi Fountain, which is one of the tourist spots there.
Okay.
It's like midnight or something. It's a packed with tourists out there. But it just speaks to how Italy is. Like, you could turn a corner and you walk into this monument, this structure from centuries ago, and it's gorgeous. So that's in Rome. But that was the one thing I liked about Rome a lot. And then in Milan, I had the best meal I've ever had in my life.
What was it?
So we go in, I don't even know what we ordered, right? So we go in and it's this little mom and pop restaurant. It's so cute. And it's like cliche with the little red and white tablecloth and the old dusty wine bottles. And we're like, oh God, this is gonna be gross. They come in and the guy's like, oh, my Black American beauties. And he takes the menus away and he's like, we're gonna handle it. And they prepare like a 6-course meal for us with wine pairings.
Wow.
It was delicious. And it was this one thing, it was like a pumpkin ravioli with saffron.
Mm-hmm.
I took a bite and like tears rolled down my face. It was so best meal I've ever had in my life. Best meal.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been to Italy and they do treat you very, very well.
They treat you good.
I started drinking wine because of that trip. I mean, just wine was with everything.
It was with everything, yeah.
Nice. So we're gonna switch it up a little. We're gonna have a little more fun. Something I know you're known for doing on Wednesdays.
You gonna flip it on me?
I'm gonna flip it on you. So either or. That's right. We're gonna call it.
Would you rather? Would you rather?
Would you rather? Would you rather? Would you rather? Right. So mine's called either or. I digress. Right. So we're gonna switch it up on you. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too hard. Right. Nothing like what you have. Right. Just to be clear, I'm staying in my lane.
Okay.
Right. Just to go with the time. So Netflix or YouTube? See, not as easy as it thinks, right?
Not easy. I'm gonna say YouTube.
YouTube.
You learn a lot from YouTube.
Okay. All right. So I can dig it.
I'm a YouTube university girl.
Okay. Because YouTube, yes, you can learn things versus Netflix. You just watch movies for the most part. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Phone call. Okay. Yeah. Most women. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay. All right. That's easy. So while walking, music or podcast?
This is terrible. Music.
You know what? Is it really though? I got to tell you. So, because again, like your show, I think is one of the hot podcasts. My show is a different element because it provides the video and that hearing concept. So, I stay in my lane. And honestly, other than you, I can name the number of podcasts that I listen to because, again, the work. And we're going to talk about the work that it goes into the show, right? Because there's work to it.
It is.
So that's funny that you said, because I would say music too. I got my own show to do. And then I got about 3 or 4 people who I actually take the time to watch and hopefully I'll see it later. So I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. Okay, iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Don't look at me like that, like I said something wrong.
That's disrespectful to even ask.
Well, I'm telling you, there's just some of the things that folks that folks, right? All right, then we'll close it out before we get back into this. Email or a letter?
A letter. I mean, depending on who I'm sending it to, but a letter. So I am one of those nerds. I randomly mail my friends cards in the mail.
Oh,
like a couple times a year.
Nice. Yeah, because that's probably an old thing.
Yeah, it's a dying art.
Yeah. All right, so tell us a day in the life of the Boonie Breakdown show. How do you prepare for a Boonie Breakdown show?
So I a live show or a recorded show?
Well, I know there's a difference. Let's do with the live show first.
Okay. So a live show, I'm super nervous all day long.
Okay.
All day long, I'm nervous. So I'm probably up earlier than I need to do. I'm packing up the giveaways, make sure I have my signs, make sure all the merch is packed up. I'm probably getting my makeup done somewhere in that day for the show. I try to get to the venue at least an hour and a half before the show. We set up the merch table. We get the tickets ready. I work with the people at the bar to make sure they have the bar. I try to give at least a free drink to people who come.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure the bar is right. Then I'm talking, if I have vendors, I try to do 2 female-owned vendors at my shows if I can.
Okay.
I'll have the vendors, make sure they're set up, they're straight, they're ready to go. And then I disappear for about 40 minutes. I turn it over to my mom and my crew. So people I didn't shout out before, I have a crew of people, my brain trust. So my lawyer is there. I turn it over to her. She runs the show. It might be Larry running the show that day. It depends. All right, I'm going to disappear now. They take over all of the logistics, making sure people get in, they find their seats, they get their goodie bag, if it's a goodie bag. And then I'm in the back, either taking shots, maybe an edible.
Nice. No holds barred.
And I'm looking over my running show. So I don't have it planned to the T, but I do have things.
Outline. An outline.
I go over my outline. Nothing is scripted, and I try to calm myself down. I change my outfit.
Yeah.
And I try to give myself like 10 minutes to chill before showtime.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't. You're an attractive young lady, so you shouldn't be too difficult. It shouldn't be too difficult, right? So does Boonie have a favorite holiday?
Christmas.
What kind of gifts does Boonie give on Christmas?
I give really good gifts. I try to be thoughtful and give people stuff they need. So last Christmas, my mom's a baker, and so she needed a new baking rack and baking goodies. So I got all that stuff. My little sister wanted some plants. Got her all of these plants. I don't know what kind they were, but they looked.
What kind of gifts do you give some of your supporters, right? So if you had an event during a holiday, I'm sure those gifts are, because I've gotten a gift.
I mean, it depends on who my sponsor is. To be honest.
Okay.
My past sponsors have been vibrators and condom companies, lubricant companies. So
do you do private parties? Do you get folks to ask for private parties of your brand to kind of discuss Boonie Breakdown? So you're taking the podcast to a different level, a different lane.
No, I've never done a private party.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything that you like for people to know that they don't know already about Boonie Breakdown? And Boonie Breakdown.
I mean, I'm pretty open. So if you are a follower of mine, you know enough about me.
Yeah, I will drink to that. I will say you are always fun to be around.
Yeah, I'm
you definitely are the life of
know it. It's because I don't want you to know it.
I would agree. So what we want to do is let folks know that, hey, yes, if you're not following Boonie Breakdown, follow, watch, and listen to her podcast. It's and what days are you normally?
So when I'm in season, a new episode drops every Monday. So
every Monday. Okay, every Monday.
Yeah,
good deal. So what I like to do always is ask my guests, what does living a rich life mean to them? So tell us, Boonie, what does living a rich life mean to you?
Living a rich life to me means living my life on my terms, unapologetic, and doing things that completely fulfill me. So whether that is having a lot of money, traveling, whatever, just I want to be fulfilled.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Question for you. So and then in this industry of podcast, right? How do you do? Because again, I think you've carved your own lane. I definitely believe that. What challenges have you had, and how did you overcome some of those challenges?
I think the biggest challenge is it's so much content out there and trying to build your own audience. Right. You think it's easy. Like I tell people, listen to my podcast. That's not enough. I have to say, go to the BoonieBreakdown.com. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, because people, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Yep.
So I've kind of had to get like my elevator speech down about my show. So when people will ask me about it, I can easily point them there and they have all the tools they need.
Right.
to figure out how to listen.
Yeah,
So
this is
a
true.
million shows out there. Why should you listen to mine? Why should you
Yeah.
subscribe to mine? And
Nah,
that's
that's right.
the biggest hurdle to get over.
So you have a YouTube that they can subscribe to as well.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube too. You go, I'm everywhere you can get it. I try to put it there.
I know that. I wanted you to say that, so that folks watching and listening, they can go out there. For those that are watching and listening, I encourage you. You will not be disappointed.
Oh,
Again, some episodes I've watched a couple of times just because they were exciting. I was like, "Oh, really? Really? Oh, okay." But hey, that's what it is. That's really what it is. So we have my producer's like, we have 3 minutes.
Okay.
He keeps me on point.
You
So,
always need a good producer.
Yeah, he is definitely the best. I'm learning more and more. But I gotta tell you, because before I was doing this on IG, but again, this is what we've been doing for the longest. So any advice on how to how to host or create a podcast? I think that'd be a good way that you can give folks watching and listening any advice you can give.
I think the biggest advice is, one, everything you need to start, you can Google. So just don't be lazy. If you want to start one, Google it. Everything's there for free. If you want to do one for free, you can do one for free. If you want to put a little bit of money behind it, you can do that too. But Google is your friend, because I just ordered a microphone on Amazon and Googled, and that's how I started mine. And I think too, just be very clear about what you want your voice and your lane and your niche to be, because there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, and why do something someone else is doing? So just be very clear and defined on what your voice and your lane will be.
Yeah, that's well said. I gotta say, I'm still figuring it out.
That happens too.
Yeah.
If you listen to my older episodes, you'll be like, "Woo, that was rough." You've come a long way.
I know that's right. Sort of, kind of.
Sophisticated.
Supercalifragilistic. Yeah, I like that. That's all right. Well, Boonie, I want to say thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Given the time frame, but I'm sure we'll talk again. And when this is all said and done, I'll probably see you at an event. I do look forward to the next live Boonie Breakdown. I will be there, and yes, I will expect to have front row seating.
Okay, well, come on. I'll save you a seat.
I appreciate that. So in the meantime, in between time, I want you to stay safe.
You
stay
too.
healthy. And thanks for joining Living a Rich Life.
Thanks for having me.
All right, be good. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, I don't even know how to do this. Cut this thing off. I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'll talk to my producer now.
All right, have a good one.
All righty. Woo, Monty, you there? I said goodbye. I said goodbye. You got a few seconds? Yeah.